Stop begging life to change. Let the universe rearrange it gently, even while you cannot see how. What if life has not forgotten you, but has been quietly moving things you cannot see? There comes a moment when the heart becomes tired of asking the same question. It becomes tired of looking at the same problem, waiting for the same answer, and wondering why life has not moved yet. You may have prayed, you may have tried, you may have stayed strong for a long time. You may have told yourself to be patient, to keep going, to believe, to hold on. But somewhere inside, a small part of you may feel worn out. Not because you are weak, not because you have failed, but because you have been carrying too much pressure in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit. Maybe you have been asking life to change with a heart full of fear. Maybe you have been saying, please, let this be different. Please make this easier. Please show me something. Please fix this now. And my dear, there is nothing wrong with wanting relief. There is nothing wrong with wanting peace. There is nothing wrong with wanting the pain to soften and the path to open. But sometimes, without noticing it, the heart begins to beg from a place of panic. It starts to believe that if it does not ask loudly enough, life will not hear. It starts to believe that if it does not worry every day, nothing will move. It starts to believe that if it does not hold everything together, everything will fall apart. Let the body become quieter here. The shoulders do not have to stay lifted. The jaw does not have to keep holding old fear. Somewhere inside your chest, a steady beat has stayed with you through every uncertain day. It has stayed with you through every delay, every tear, every question, every night when your mind would not rest. You are still here. And because you are still here, something in you is ready to stop fighting life and start being held by it. You do not have to force today. You do not have to chase today. You do not have to prove today. Let the heart settle. In this quiet moment, do not fix anything. Do not plan the next step. Do not pull on life as if it is a rope that will only move if you use all your strength. Let the breath be natural. Let the heart stop proving. Nothing to earn, nothing to explain, nothing to control. There is a deep difference between asking life with trust and begging life with fear. Asking with trust feels open. It feels soft. It feels like placing a seed in the ground and allowing time to do its quiet work. But begging from fear feels tight. It feels like standing outside a locked door, knocking again and again, afraid that nobody is listening. And when the heart stays in that place for too long, it becomes tired. It begins to lose its natural light. It begins to think that peace will only come when everything outside changes first. But peace can begin before the outside changes. Peace can begin in this small moment, right here in your body. in your breath, in the way you speak to yourself. Not enough as in stop caring. Enough as in you have carried this with so much love, and now you are allowed to rest. Enough as in you have asked, and now you can listen. Enough as in you have tried, and now you can let life meet you halfway. Imagine that you have been wearing a heavy coat for a very long time. This coat is made of old worry, old fear, old hope, old pressure, and old pain. At first, you wore it because you thought it would protect you. You thought if you stayed alert, you would be safe. You thought if you held every possible outcome in your mind, you could stop anything bad from happening. You thought if you never fully relaxed, life could not surprise you. But slowly, that coat became too heavy. It pressed down on your shoulders. It made your breathing shallow. It made every step feel harder than it needed to be. My dear, you are allowed to take off the coat. Not forever if that feels too big. Not in a dramatic way. Only in the small, honest space inside your heart, where you admit, I am tired of carrying what I cannot control. Say softly within yourself, I am safe enough to stop forcing. I am willing to let life help me. I soften now. Let those words be gentle. Do not push them. Do not try to feel them perfectly. Allow them to touch the edge of your heart. Sometimes an affirmation does not enter like thunder. Sometimes it enters like a small hand resting on your back. Quiet, warm, steady. You may have been begging for life to change because deep inside you believed change was the only way you could feel safe. You thought, when this person changes, I will breathe. When this problem ends, I will sleep. When this answer comes, I will believe again. When this door opens, I will feel worthy. But life does not want your peace to be trapped inside a future moment. Life wants you, your peace to return to you now before all the answers arrive. This does not mean your desire is wrong. It does not mean you should stop wanting good things. It does not mean you should accept pain as your forever place. No, it means you are learning to want without losing yourself. You are learning to ask without shrinking. You are learning to hope without holding your breath. You are learning to trust that life can rearrange things gently, even when your mind cannot see the full plan. Fear may speak inside you. It may say, if I stop begging, nothing will happen. It may say, if I relax, I will miss the chance. It may say, if I let go, life will forget me. But love has a different voice. Love says, when you soften, life can finally reach you. Love says, you do not need to suffer to be heard. Love says, your peace is not a payment you make after life changes. Your peace is a place you can return to now. Let that truth settle. There is something very tender about the moment a person stops begging. It is not cold. It is not careless. It is not giving up. It is the moment the soul says, I have been trying to move life from fear, and I am ready to move with life from trust. That moment changes the energy. The body starts to loosen. The breath begins to deepen. The mind becomes less loud. The heart remembers that it is not alone. Maybe you have been asking life to change a relationship. Maybe you have been asking for money to come. Maybe you have been asking for healing, peace, direction, or a sign. Maybe you have been asking for the pain in your chest to finally leave. Maybe you have been asking why one thing keeps staying the same no matter how much you try. Whatever it is, hold it softly for a moment. Do not squeeze it. Do not fight it. Notice it as if you are holding something delicate in your hands. Let your attention move toward the small tightness under your ribs, that place where waiting lives, that place where hope and fear sit beside each other, that place that becomes tense when you think, what if nothing changes? You do not need to make the feeling disappear. Give it space. Let it know it does not have to scream to be seen. My dear, life is not more likely to help you because you suffer harder. The universe is not waiting for you to break before it brings relief. You do not need to prove your pain. You do not need to repeat your fear every morning and every night for your prayer to count. You are already heard. You are already seen. You are already held in ways the mind may not yet understand. When you beg life to change, your energy becomes tight around the thing you want. You hold it like it might run away. You watch it. You check it. You measure it. You wonder if it is coming. You wonder if it is leaving. You wonder if you did something wrong. And slowly, the desire that once came from hope begins to feel like a heavy weight. But when you stop begging, you create space. You allow life to breathe around the situation. You allow new ways to appear. You allow the answer to come without dragging it by force. This is where rest begins. Not because everything is solved, not because the whole path is clear, not because the future has promised you every detail. Rest begins because you stop treating yourself as the only person responsible for the whole world. You stop acting as if every delay is your fault. You stop believing that life will only bless you if you remain tense enough to deserve it. You can care deeply and still relax. You can want change and still be present. You can hope for more and still be kind to yourself now. You can ask for a new beginning without hating where you are. This is a softer way to live. This is a wiser way to pray. This is a calmer way to allow life to rearrange what your hands cannot repair. Let your face soften. Let your hands loosen. If your fingers are tight, release them. If your shoulders are lifted, let them drop. If your stomach is pulled in, let it be natural. Your body has been listening to your thoughts. It has been carrying the message, I must fix this, I must change this, I must make this happen. Now give it a new message. I do not have to carry everything alone. I can let life meet me gently. I am allowed to rest while things change. Feel how different that is. It is not begging. It is receiving. It is not panic. It is partnership. It is not weakness. It is a quiet return to trust. For so long, you may have thought that surrender meant losing. But surrender is not losing. Surrender is taking your tired hands off the part of life that was never meant to be controlled by fear. Surrender is saying, I have done what I can from love. Now I let life do what only life can do. Surrender is not closing your heart. It is opening your heart without trying to force the answer through it. And maybe, just maybe, the change you have been asking for begins the moment you stop fighting the moment you are in. Maybe life has been waiting for you to stop calling yourself forgotten. Maybe the next step cannot be heard while worry is speaking too loudly. Maybe the peace you want is not far away. Maybe it is underneath the pressure, waiting for you to put down the heavy coat. Let the heart settle. Let this be the first gentle shift. You are not here to beg life into loving you. You are here to remember that life is already moving with you. You are not here to chase peace like it is far ahead of you. You are here to let peace rise from inside you. You are not here to force every door open. You are here to trust that what is right can open without hurting your hands. Today, you can stop begging. Today, you can stop bracing. Today, you can stop speaking to life as if it has turned away. Life has not turned away. Life is listening in ways deeper than words. Life is responding in ways quieter than noise. Life is rearranging through small shifts hidden in timing, new thoughts, soft endings, unexpected quiet spaces, and tiny openings you may not recognize yet. Rest your heart. Let the breath come back. Let your body learn that it does not have to stay tight for change to happen. Let this moment teach you a new way. You have asked, you have cared, you have held on. Now gently, you can begin to let life hold you too. When you keep asking life to change from a place of fear, your heart begins to live in a state of waiting. It waits for the message. It waits for the answer. It waits for the apology. It waits for the money. It waits for the sign. It waits for the door. It waits for proof that everything will be okay. And while it waits, the body becomes tight. The mind becomes busy. The breath becomes small. Even when you are sitting still, something inside you feels as if it is running. This is why you may feel tired even after sleep. This is why your shoulders may ache even when you have not lifted anything. This is why your throat may feel dry after thinking the same worry all day. This is why your chest may feel heavy even when nobody around you can see what you are carrying. Begging life to change is not only something that happens in words. It can happen in the body. It can happen in the way you check, the way you wait, the way you imagine the worst, the way you keep asking the same question inside your mind. My dear, this is not said to blame you. You learned this because you wanted to feel safe. You learned this because something in you believed that if you stayed worried, you would be ready. If you stayed tense, you would be protected. If you kept repeating the problem, maybe you would finally solve it. If you kept asking, maybe life would finally understand how much it mattered. But life does not need your panic to understand your heart. Life does not need your fear to know your need. Life does not need your suffering to take you seriously. You have asked. You have waited. You have tried. You have cared. Let those words land softly. You have cared so much. Maybe too much from a place of pressure. Maybe you have cared in a way that forgot your own body. Maybe you have cared in a way that made your peace feel like something you had to give away until life finally gave you what you wanted. But your peace is not meant to be traded. Your peace is not meant to be kept away from you until everything outside becomes perfect. Your peace is part of your own spirit. It belongs to you now. Before we go deeper, there is one gentle truth most people miss. Repeating the same fear is not the same as receiving guidance. Going over the same worry again and again does not always bring clarity. Sometimes it only deepens the mark inside the mind. It is like standing in front of a blackboard and writing the same sentence with chalk every day. What if it does not work out? What if I am not chosen? What if I am too late? What if nothing changes? At first, you think you are trying to understand, but after a while, the whole board is covered with the same pain. You can put the chalk down. You do not have to keep writing fear on the walls of your inner world. You do not have to keep proving to yourself that the problem exists. You know it exists. Your heart knows. Your body knows. Life knows. Now the question is not, can I worry enough to make this change? The question is, can I become quiet enough to hear what peace is trying to tell me? Worry has a voice. It says, repeat the problem until it changes. It says, think about it again. It says, check again. It says, what if you missed something? It says, you cannot rest until you know. But trust has a softer voice. Trust says, quiet the body and the next step will appear. Trust says, you do not need to solve your whole life tonight. Trust says, you can let yourself settle before asking life for anything again. Let the body come back to calm before asking life for anything again. Let the fear soften. Let the heart remember that it is not alone. There is a kind of asking that brings peace. It comes from a heart that says, I am open. I am willing. I am ready to be guided. And there is a kind of asking that creates tension. It comes from a heart that says, I am afraid nothing will happen unless I suffer. The words may look similar, but the energy is different. One feels like an open window. The other feels like a locked room. When you ask from fear, your body may tighten before you even speak. Your forehead may pull together. Your tongue may press against your teeth. Your neck may become stiff. Your shoulders may rise without you noticing. Your stomach may feel small and hard. The body is saying, I am not safe until this changes. But my dear, your body needs a kinder message. It needs to know, I can be safe while change is forming. I can be loved while answers are still unseen. I can breathe before I understand. Say softly, I no longer speak to life from panic. I speak from peace. I am heard in calmness. Let the words be simple. Let them be enough. You are not trying to become perfect. You are only learning to return to yourself. Sometimes people think surrender means they should stop asking for what they need. That is not true. You can ask, you can pray, you can desire, you can choose, you can take wise action, you can speak your truth, but you do not have to beg. Begging says, I am powerless unless life changes right now. Trust says, I am held while life changes in the right way. Begging says, I must convince life to care. Trust says, life already knows my heart. Begging says, nothing is moving. Trust says, I do not see everything yet. This shift is small, but it changes everything. Your mind may not believe it at first. That is okay. The mind often needs time to learn a softer way. It may be used to pressure. It may be used to searching. It may be used to turning pain into a plan. But the soul knows another path. The soul knows that not every answer comes through thinking. Some answers come through resting. Some answers come when the body stops shaking inside. Some answers come when you stop asking the same question and begin living the next gentle breath. Think again of the blackboard. The old sentence has been written many times. The chalk dust is everywhere. The words feel deep because you have looked at them for so long. But now you take a soft cloth in your hand. You do not attack the board. You do not hate what was written. You simply begin to clear one small space, a single corner, enough room for a new sentence. I am willing to trust life gently. That is enough for today. You do not need to erase every fear at once. You do not need to force the mind to be silent. You only need to stop feeding the same fear for one small moment. One small space of peace can become the beginning of a new inner world. My dear, the heart becomes tense when it believes the future is the only place where safety lives. It says, when this changes, I will relax. But life is inviting you to relax a little now. Not because the situation does not matter, not because your pain is not real, but because your body deserves kindness before the answer arrives. Your nervous system deserves a moment of calm. Your spirit deserves to be treated like something precious, not like a worker that must keep pushing until life finally gives in. You may have noticed that when you are tense, Even good signs do not feel like enough. A kind word comes, but the mind says, "What if it does not last?" A small chance appears, but the mind says, "What if it fails?" A quiet feeling of peace rises, but the mind says, "Do not trust it yet." This is what fear does. It keeps moving the line. It says peace is always later. It says relief is always after one more proof. But peace does not grow well under constant threat. Peace grows when you allow it to be here before proof. Put the chalk down again. You are allowed to stop rehearsing the pain. You are allowed to stop telling your body that danger is always near. You are allowed to stop checking life with a frightened heart. You are allowed to say, "I have asked enough for this moment. Now I will breathe. Now I will soften. Now I will let the answer form without my fear standing over it." Maybe there is a part of you that feels guilty when you stop worrying. It may say, "If I relax, it means I do not care." But that is not true. Worry is not the same as love. Tension is not the same as devotion. Panic is not proof that you care. You can love something deeply and still stop hurting yourself over it. You can care about the outcome and still let your body rest. You can want life to change and still speak to life with peace. This is a sacred change in the way you hold your desire. You are not throwing it away. You are placing it down gently. You are saying, "This matters to me, but I will not destroy myself while I wait." You are saying, "I am willing to receive, but I will not beg from fear." You are saying, "I trust that what is meant to heal can heal, and what is meant to move can move without me living in panic every day." Notice your breath now. Is it a little deeper than before? Notice your shoulders. Can they drop even a little more? Notice the space behind your eyes. Can it soften? Notice the throat. That dry, tight place that has been holding unspoken words, repeated prayers, and old worry. Let it relax. You do not need to speak every fear again. Life has heard you. I am heard without panic. I am guided without pressure. I am safe while I wait. These are not just words. They are new instructions for the body. They tell the body we are not in a battle with life. They tell the mind we do not have to write fear on the blackboard again. They tell the heart you can stop begging and begin trusting. There may still be a problem. There may still be an unanswered prayer. There may still be a situation that looks the same. But something in you can begin to change now. The way you hold it can change. The way you breathe around it can change. The way you speak to life can change. The way you speak to yourself can change. And sometimes when your inner tone changes, your outer path begins to move in a new way. Not always loudly, not always at once, but gently. A thought becomes clearer. A person says something kind. An old attachment loosens. A new idea comes. You choose not to send the message. You choose not to chase the old feeling. You choose to rest. You choose to stop begging the same closed place and open to a wider life. Dear one, this is not about becoming passive. This is about becoming peaceful. A peaceful heart can still act. A peaceful heart can still choose. A peaceful heart can still say yes or no. A peaceful heart can still move forward. But it does not move from panic. It moves from guidance. It does not keep pressing on the same pain. It listens for the next right step. Let life see you resting. Let your body feel the kindness of not being forced. Let your mind learn that silence is not danger. Let your heart learn that trust does not mean nothing will happen. Trust means you do not have to break yourself open for life to enter. You have asked. Let the body come back to calm. You have cared. Let the heart soften. You have waited. Let yourself return. This is the beginning of a new way, a softer way, a way where you do not beg life to prove that you are loved, a way where you remember that love is already here, even while the details are still moving, a way where you stop writing fear over and over and begin making space for peace to write something new. The mind often says, I will feel better when life changes. It says, I will rest when I know. It says, I will trust when I see the sign. It says, I will breathe when the money arrives, when the person returns, when the door opens, when the pain leaves, when the answer becomes clear. But the soul speaks in a different way. Soul says, come back to this moment. This is where your power is. This is where your breath is. This is where life can reach you. The present moment may look small. It may not look like the answer. It may not look like the breakthrough. It may not look like the great change you have been asking for. But my dear, the present moment is not empty. It is alive. It is the place where your body can soften. It is the place where your mind can become quiet enough to hear. It is the place where the next step can appear. It is the place where you stop living in a future that has not arrived and begin touching the peace that is already available. Right now, feel your feet if you can. Feel the floor, the bed, the chair, or the ground holding you. Let your fingers relax. Let the belly soften. Let the breath move without being forced. You do not have to breathe perfectly. You do not have to sit in a special way. You do not have to become someone else to receive peace. Notice that you are here. So much pain comes from leaving the present moment again and again. The body is here, but the mind is in tomorrow. The body is here, but the mind is in last month. The body is here, but the mind is in a message that did not come, a door that did not open, a mistake that still hurts, a future that feels uncertain. And when the mind keeps leaving, the body begins to feel abandoned. It says, "Where are you? I need you here." Your own body begins to ask for your presence. Maybe you know the feeling of holding your phone in your hand and waiting for a message, waiting for a reply, waiting for news, waiting for proof that something is changing. The phone feels heavier than it really is. The screen lights up and your heart jumps. Nothing important is there, and your heart falls again. You check once, then again, then again. Not because the phone has peace inside it, but because the mind believes the answer must come from outside. Dear one, put down the waiting for a moment, not forever, simply enough to feel that you are still here. Let there be a space without checking, without pushing, without searching for proof that life remembers you. Let this space belong to your soul. In this moment, I can breathe. In this moment, I can soften. In this moment, I can return. This is not a small thing. Returning to the present moment is one of the most healing choices you can make. It tells your body, I am here with you. It tells your heart, you do not have to wait alone. It tells your mind, we are not going to live inside fear all day. It tells life, I am ready to be guided from peace, not from panic. Imagine your inner world as a house. For a long time, you may have been running from room to room, trying to fix everything at once. One room holds old sadness. One room holds fear about the future. One room holds the thing you wish had happened differently. One room holds the answer you keep waiting for. One room holds the dream you are afraid to. Oh, trust. You run through the halls, opening every door, trying to clean every corner, trying to make the whole house perfect before you allow yourself to rest. But what if you do not need to rebuild the whole house today? What if you only need to open one quiet room and sit down? What if you only need a quiet place to sit and one gentle thought? What if life does not need you to fix every room before it can enter? What if life is already inside the house, waiting for you to stop running long enough to feel it? My dear, this moment is that quiet room. Enter it softly. You do not have to bring every worry with you. You do not have to drag the past into this room. You do not have to fill it with questions about tomorrow. Sit here in your own spirit. Feel the breath. Feel the body. Feel that there is still a place inside you that has not been destroyed by waiting. There is still a place inside you that can become calm. There is still a place inside you that knows how to trust. Old mind may speak. It may say, everything must change before I can rest. It may say, do not relax yet. We are not safe yet. We do not know enough yet. But your soul answers gently, rest first, and then you will see differently. Your soul does not force the mind to be quiet. It simply offers a softer truth. Rest first, breathe first, return first, then look again. This moment is enough for my next breath. I return to myself. I am safe here. Let that be enough. Not enough for the whole life. Not enough to explain every delay. Not enough to answer every question. Enough for the next moment. That is how peace returns. Not all at once. Not through force. It returns through softened places, calmer thoughts, and present moments. Sometimes you may think the present moment is painful because it contains what you do not want. Maybe it contains silence. Maybe it contains loss. Maybe it contains uncertainty. Maybe it contains a room that feels too quiet or a heart that feels too full. But the present moment also contains your power to choose your next inner movement. You may not be able to change the whole situation in this second, but you can unclench your hands. You can soften your words. You can stop attacking yourself. You can breathe before reacting. You can speak to life from trust instead of fear. That is movement. Not all movement is outside. Some movement begins as a small shift in the body. A shoulder drops. A breath deepens. A thought becomes kinder. A tear falls. A tight place loosens. You stop checking. You stop chasing. You stop trying to force the same answer from the same place. This is how life starts moving inside you before it moves around you. There is a quiet wisdom in not needing the whole map. The mind wants every step. It wants the full plan. It wants to know when, how, who, where, and why. But life often gives only the next gentle step. A calmer thought. A message not sent. A boundary. A rest. A soft yes. A clear no. Moment of stillness. The mind may call this too little, but the soul knows that one true step can change the direction of everything. Maybe today your next step is not to make a big decision. Maybe it is to stop begging for a while. Maybe it is to stop checking for the rest of the evening. Maybe it is to stop saying nothing is working and begin saying something is forming. Maybe it is to drink water, rest your eyes, clean one small space, or place your hand on your heart and speak kindly to yourself. These things may seem simple, but they bring you back to the place where life can reach you. The present moment is not a punishment. It is not a waiting room where life has left you until something better comes. It is a doorway into peace. And when you learn to enter it, even for a few breaths, you begin to feel less trapped by what has not changed yet. You begin to notice that there is space around the problem. You begin to remember that you are more than the thing you are waiting for. You are more than the answer that has not arrived. You are more than the door that has not opened. Dear one, let that truth touch you. You are more than this delay. You are more than this worry. You are more than this one chapter. Your spirit is wider than the situation. Your life is larger than the moment that feels stuck. And because you are larger, you do not have to shrink yourself around the problem anymore. Let that truth move through you. In the quiet room of this moment, you can place the problem down beside you. You do not have to throw it away. You do not have to pretend it does not matter. Just put it down. Let it sit there without holding it inside your chest. Look at it with softer eyes. Say to it, I see you. I know you matter, but I will not let you take all of me. This is not denial. This is self-love. This is inner power. This is the moment you begin to stop begging life from your knees and begin speaking to life from your heart. I can be peaceful before I have proof. I can be kind to myself while life moves. I can trust the next breath. The present moment teaches you that life is not only found in the big answers. Life is also in the small return. The soft exhale, the body loosening, the thought that says, maybe I do not have to be afraid right now, the gentle choice to stop making fear your closest friend, the quiet feeling that maybe even here, even now, you are being held. You may not feel peaceful for the whole day. That is okay. You may return to fear many times. That is okay too. Returning is the practice. Every time you notice that you have left yourself and gone into fear, you can come back. Not with shame, not with anger, not by saying, I should know better. Come back gently. Come back like you would speak to someone you love. Come back by saying, there I go again, trying to carry tomorrow. Let me return to now. This small room inside the heart. My dear, when you stop begging life to change, you begin to notice what life is already offering in this moment. Maybe it is not the full answer. Maybe it is only a little calm. Maybe it is only a softer thought. Maybe it is only the strength to get through today. But do not call that nothing. A little calm can become a path. A softer thought can become a new choice. The strength to get through today can become the bridge to a better tomorrow. You are not asked to trust everything at once. You are not asked to feel strong all the time. You are not asked to pretend that waiting is easy. You are only invited to come back to the one place where your power has never left you. Here you can breathe. Here you can soften. Here you can choose one kind thought. Here you can let life begin again in a quiet way. And as you practice this, the energy around the problem changes. The same situation may still be there, but you are no longer holding it with the same fear. You are no longer feeding it the same panic. You are no longer asking life to change while telling your body that nothing is safe. You are becoming a calmer place for the answer to land. This is why the present moment matters. It is the first room life enters when it begins to rearrange things gently. It does not start in the far future. It starts in the breath you are taking now. It starts in the way your shoulders release. It starts in the way your inner voice becomes kinder. It starts in the way you stop saying, "I cannot be okay until everything changes," and begin saying, "I can give myself one moment of peace while life is changing." Stay with that. Let this moment become your teacher. Let it show you that you do not need to beg from outside the door. You can enter the quiet room within yourself. You can sit down. You can breathe. You can remember that life is not only ahead of you. Life is here, moving through you now. And from this place, the next gentle step can find you. There is a quiet kind of relief that begins when you stop trying to manage every detail of life. Not because you no longer care, not because the desire has left your heart, not because the situation suddenly feels easy. Relief begins because your spirit remembers something gentle and true. You were never meant to hold the whole design in your hands. You can choose your next breath. You can choose one kind thought. You can choose to speak with love instead of fear. You can choose to rest before you know the answer. But you cannot always control how life opens when the answer comes. Who stays, who leaves, what changes first, or what form the blessing takes. And my dear, this is not a punishment. This is not life trying to make you small. This is life inviting you into a deeper trust. Soften your palms for a moment. Notice if your fingers are tight. Notice if your hands are holding an invisible problem. Many times, the body holds what the mind cannot solve. The palms become tense. The shoulders lift. The chest becomes guarded. The heart tries to prepare for every possible result. But the body is not meant to be a prison for fear. The body is meant to be a home for peace. Gently open your hands, not to lose what matters, not to give up your dream, not to say that pain does not matter. Open your hands to let life breathe around what you cannot control. Something may be moving behind the delay. Something may be healing behind the silence. Something may be opening behind the closed door. Quietly. This is the part the mind does not like. The mind wants proof. The mind wants to see every step. The mind wants a clear sign that life is working. It says, "Show me now. Tell me now, fix it now, make it different now. But the deeper part of you knows that not every good thing arrives loudly. Some of the most loving changes happen in a quiet way first. They begin under the surface. They begin in timing. They begin in the way one thing moves away so another thing can come closer. Life often works like a stage before the curtain opens. You may be sitting in the front, waiting, wondering why nothing is happening. All you see is the curtain. It looks still. It looks closed. It looks as if the whole place has gone silent. But behind that curtain, movement is happening. Things are being placed. Lights are being adjusted. The space is being prepared. Something is not ready to be shown yet, but that does not mean nothing is being arranged. Behind the scenes, there is a soft power in believing that life may be preparing something you cannot see yet, not in a loud way, not in a way that forces you to smile when you are hurting, but in a simple way that says, I do not know everything, and I do not need to know everything to be safe. Take 90 seconds inside your heart and say nothing to life except this: I am willing. That is enough. You do not need a long prayer right now. You do not need to explain every detail. You do not need to remind life of everything that hurts. You do not need to repeat the same request with more fear. Say, I am willing. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to be softened. I am willing to let the answer come in a form I did not expect. I am willing to stop holding the same shape so tightly that life cannot bring me a better one. My dear, sometimes the thing you want cannot come while you are forcing it to arrive in only one way. Sometimes the answer is trying to reach you through a path you have not allowed yourself to notice. Sometimes the change begins as space, not as a push. Sometimes a delay is not blocking you. It is keeping something too small from becoming your final story. This is not easy for the part of you that has been waiting. That part wants to know. It wants comfort. It wants certainty. It wants someone to say, yes, this is exactly how it will happen. But true trust does not always come with certainty. True trust begins when you can say, I do not see how this will be rearranged, but I am willing to stop breaking my peace over it, controlling it as a voice. It says, show me now. It says, I need the answer before I can breathe. It says, if I do not plan every detail, everything will go wrong. But blessing has a softer voice. Blessing says, let me arrive in the right form. Blessing says, do not squeeze me into the shape of your fear. Blessing says, there is more than one way for life to love you. Let that be a new thought. There is more than one way for life to love you. The answer may not come through the person you keep watching. The peace may not come through the door you keep pushing. The support may not come from the place you expected. The healing may not look like going back to who you were before. The blessing may arrive through a new idea, a quiet ending, a changed desire, a different path, a sudden inner calm, or a door that opens after you stop standing in front of the old one. Gently. Let life have more space than your mind can understand. So often, the heart says, "This must happen, or I cannot be okay." But the soul whispers, "There are many ways for good to reach me." The mind says, "Only this door." The soul says, "Life has more doors than I can see." The fear says, "Only this timing." The soul says, "What is right will not miss me when I am ready to receive it." Say softly, "I release the need to manage every detail. What is loving can find me. What is right can reach me." Let the words sit inside your chest. Do not rush past them. Feel how they do not fight. They do not pull. They do not beg. They simply open. This is the energy of allowing life to rearrange what you cannot control. It is not careless. It is not weak. It is not sitting in pain and doing nothing forever. It is a sacred space. It is a return to peace before action. It is the moment you stop saying, "Everything depends on me," and begin saying, "Life can work with me." There may be something in your life right now that feels stuck. It may feel like it has been the same for too long. You may have tried to think it through. You may have tried to fix it. You may have spoken about it, cried about it, planned around it, hoped over it, and still it stands there in your mind like a closed curtain. But what if the closed curtain is not the end? What if it is only the part you can see? The next part is important because this is where many hearts accidentally block their own peace. When you cannot see change, you may start touching the problem too much. You may check it again and again. You may press on it with your thoughts. You may wonder if you are doing enough, believing enough, praying enough, trying enough. You may feel that if you stop watching it, it will never move. But sometimes the thing that needs to move cannot move while your fear is standing over it. Think of a room being quietly prepared. If you keep running backstage every few minutes, pulling at the curtain, moving things around, asking if it is ready, telling everyone what to do, the preparation becomes harder. Your fear interrupts the quiet order. But if you return to your seat, breathe, and let the work continue. The curtain can open when the time is right. This does not mean you have no part. Your part is to become peaceful enough to hear guidance. Your part is to take the next honest step when it is clear. Your part is to stop feeding the same panic every day. Your part is to care for your body, your thoughts, your words, and your energy. Your part is to keep your heart open without putting your life on hold. You do not need to see the whole path. You do not need to know the final form. You do not need to force the hidden work. There is a kind of change that first feels like nothing. A thought loses its sharpness. A memory hurts a little less. A fear does not control the whole day. A person's silence no longer breaks you open the same way. You stop checking. You sleep a little better. You begin to feel space around a problem that once filled your whole body. This is movement too. Do not call it small. Do not call it nothing. Life often begins with the smallest opening. My dear, when life rearranges gently, it may not look dramatic. It may not arrive with a loud sign. It may begin with your inner world becoming less afraid. It may begin with you no longer begging to be chosen. It may begin with you no longer trying to force love from someone who does not know how to give it. It may begin with you no longer chasing a path that keeps hurting your spirit. It may begin with peace before proof. This is how the deeper order works. First, your energy softens. Then your sight changes. Then your choices become clearer. Then the path that once looked like the only way begins to loosen its hold. Then life can show you something else. Behind the scenes, quietly, gently. You are not forgotten while the curtain is closed. You are not being ignored while the answer is forming. You are not behind because the timing is not clear. You are not powerless because you cannot control every detail. You are in a living relationship with life, and life is wider than this one moment. Open your hands again. Feel the pressure leaving your palms. Let your fingers rest. Imagine your desire sitting there, not trapped, not squeezed, not forced. You can love it without gripping it. You can bless it without begging it. You can say, if this is right, let it come in the right way. If something better is needed, let me be guided gently. I am willing to be guided. I am willing to be surprised by good. I am willing to stop hurting myself with control. Feel the softness in that. Feel the dignity in that. You are not asking from your knees. You are not begging life to prove that you matter. You are standing in quiet faith. You are saying, I matter now. I am loved now. I am supported now, even as things move. The universe does not need your fear to arrange your good. Life does not need you to stay tense to remember your prayer. The deeper order of things is not afraid of silence. It knows how to work in quiet. It knows how to mull, be through timing, through endings, through quiet spaces, through changed plans, through new thoughts, through closed doors, through sudden openings, through gentle inner nudges. So let this be your practice today. When your mind says, what is happening? Answer softly, something is being arranged. When your fear says, nothing is moving, answer gently, not everything moving is visible. When your body becomes tense, open your hands and breathe. When you want to beg again, return to willingness. I am willing. That one sentence can become a doorway. It does not force. It does not fight. It does not demand. It opens a quiet space where life can enter. My dear, what your hands cannot fix may still be held by something wiser. What your mind cannot solve may still be finding its right order. What your heart cannot understand today may one day become the very reason you say, now I see why life moved that way. Until then, Do not stand outside the curtain in panic. Sit inside your breath. Return to your heart. Let life prepare what it needs to prepare. Let the unseen work continue. Let what is loving find its way through paths you have not yet imagined. You have done enough forcing for this moment. You have done enough begging for this moment. You have done enough holding for this moment. Let the heart soften. Let the rearrangement be gentle. There is a deep ache that comes when the heart believes it must beg to receive. It is the ache of feeling outside of life, as if good things are far away and you must plead for them to notice you. It is the ache of feeling that love must be earned, peace must be chased, support must be proven, and blessings must be pulled toward you with tired hands. But my dear, you were never meant to beg for love, peace, support, or proof. You were never meant to stand before life as if you are unwanted. You were never meant to ask for good things while secretly believing you are not worthy of them. You were never meant to measure your value by how quickly something changes. Your worth does not begin when the answer arrives. Your worth does not begin when someone chooses you. Your worth does not begin when the money comes, when the pain leaves, when the door opens, or when the sign appears. Your worth is here now. Yes, before the change, before the proof, before the answer, before the new beginning. Feel the steady life inside your chest. This heartbeat has never asked you to become perfect before it continues. It does not say, I will beat when life is easier. It does not say, I will stay with you only when you are chosen. It simply continues, quietly, faithfully. This is how life loves you in small ways every day, even when the mind is too worried to notice. Feel the quiet ache between your shoulder blades, that place that often carries the weight of doing too much alone. Maybe you have held your body tight for years. Maybe you have carried the feeling that you must always be strong, always be ready, always be the one who understands, forgives, fixes, waits, explains, and hopes. Maybe you have begged life to change because you were so tired of being the one who had to hold everything together. Dear one, you can stop asking from lack now. Lack says, I must plead to be chosen. Abundance says, I can receive without losing myself. Lack says, if I do not beg, nothing will come. Abundance says, what is meant for me does not need me to abandon myself. Lack says, I am outside the door. Abundance says, I am already part of life's love. Let that truth breathe inside you. You are not outside of life. You are not outside of love. You are not outside of support. Sometimes, without knowing it, people pray as if they are unworthy. They say the right words, but underneath the words is a quiet fear. Please give this to me because I am empty. Please choose me because I am not enough. Please change this because I cannot be okay as I am. But life does not want you to become smaller in order to receive. Life does not want you to beg from a place of shame. Life wants you to open from a place of truth, and the truth is simple. You are worthy before anything changes. Say it softly. I am worthy before anything changes. I am loved before anything arrives. I am enough now. Do not rush these words. They may touch a place in you that has been waiting for them for a long time. A place that thought it had to work harder to be loved. A place that thought peace belonged to other people. A place that thought receiving was dangerous because it could be taken away. Let that place hear you now. Let it hear a new voice. I am enough now. There is a mirror inside every life, not a mirror of blame, not a mirror that says every hard thing is your fault. No, this mirror is softer than that. It reflects the way you are holding yourself. When you stand before life saying, I am not worthy until this happens, life feels tight around you. Your choices become smaller, your voice becomes quieter, your body becomes tense. You start accepting less than what your spirit knows is right because fear says, take anything. Something is better than nothing. But when you stand before life saying, I am worthy now, something inside you lifts. Your shoulders remember their place. Your breath becomes fuller. Your eyes become clearer. You no longer chase what keeps running from your peace. You no longer call crumbs a feast. You no longer beg closed hands to become generous. You begin to see yourself differently, and because you see yourself differently, you begin to choose differently. This is not pride. This is healing. This is not being hard. This is self-respect. This is not saying, I need nothing. It is saying, I can receive without losing my soul. My dear, life can only give gently where you allow yourself to receive gently. If you believe you must suffer for every blessing, you may push away ease when it comes. If you believe love must hurt, you may feel unsure when peace arrives. If you believe good things only come after panic, you may not recognize calm as a sign. So today, the inner work is not to beg more. The inner work is to become a safe place for receiving. Let the heart open to rest, to worth, to support, to receiving, and to peace. You do not have to feel ready for all of it. Let each yes make a little room inside you, a little room for help, a little room for kindness, a little room for life to come in without being pushed or pulled. Maybe you have spent a long time asking from the wound, asking someone to love you differently, asking life to prove you are not forgotten, asking the future to hurry so the present can stop hurting, asking the same situation to become gentle when it has only been sharp. And maybe today, something inside you is ready to ask from wholeness instead. Not from the belief that you have nothing, but from the truth that you are already someone worthy of good. There is a beautiful difference between saying, please give this to me so I can become enough, and saying, I am enough, and I am open to what is loving. One is fear, the other is receiving. One makes the body tight, the other gives the soul space. One begs life to rescue you, the other lets life bless you while you remain rooted in yourself. You do not have to beg for someone to see your heart. The right people will not need you to disappear in order to love you. You do not have to beg for peace to enter your day. Peace can begin with a soft return to yourself. You do not have to beg for life to prove it has not forgotten you. You are breathing inside life right now. You are part of it. You are not separate from its care. This may feel hard to believe if you have been disappointed many times. Be gentle with that. Do not force belief. Do not shout affirmations at a heart that is still tender. Speak softly. Speak like you are speaking to a tired child inside you. Say, we are learning a new way. We do not have to beg anymore. We can receive slowly. My dear, some parts of you may still feel afraid to receive. They may say, what if I open and nothing comes? What if I trust and I am hurt again? What if I stop begging and life stays silent? Do not fight these parts. They are trying to protect you, but do not let them lead your whole life. Let love answer them gently. Fear says, stay small so you will not be disappointed. Love says, open slowly and let life meet you with care. Fear says, ask from lack because lack is all you know. Love says, ask from worth because worth is who you are. Fear says, you must earn every soft thing. Love says, you can receive because you are alive. Let the word move through your chest. Open, not in a rushed way. Open, not in a way that ignores your pain. Open like a flower that does not force its own petals. Open like a heart that is beginning to believe it does not need to be perfect to be blessed. There may be a part of you that has confused begging with faith. You may have thought, if I ask again and again, it means I believe. But faith is not always repetition. Sometimes faith is asking once with love, then living as if you are being guided. Sometimes faith is not checking the same door every hour. Sometimes faith is letting the silence be quiet without calling it rejection. Sometimes faith is allowing yourself to eat, rest, laugh, breathe, and live while the answer is still on its way. You are allowed to live while life is rearranging. You are allowed to smile before everything is fixed. You are allowed to feel peace before proof arrives. This does not make you careless. It makes you free. Think of the mirror again. Stand before it in your mind, not to judge your face, not to search for what is wrong. Stand before it as someone who is ready to see truth. Look at yourself with kind eyes and say, I do not need to beg to be worthy. Let the mirror show you a person who has survived hard days, a person who has cared deeply, a person who has tried again and again, a person who is still here, a person who is ready to stop asking from emptiness and begin receiving from love. Say softly, I do not beg for love. I do not beg for peace. I do not beg for what already belongs to my soul. Feel the strength in those words. They are not angry. They are not bitter. They are clean. They are calm. They are the sound of your spirit standing up inside you. Dear one, when you stop asking from lack, you may notice that some desires change shape. You may still want love, but you no longer want love that costs your peace. You may still want success, but you no longer want success that destroys your body. You may still want an answer, but you no longer want to lose yourself while waiting for it. You may still want life to change, but you no longer want to beg from a place that forgets your own value. This is growth, not loud, not dramatic, real. Your worth becomes the ground under your prayer. Your peace becomes the tone of your request. Your body becomes a safe place for good to arrive. And life can meet you differently when you are no longer trying to receive from a place of fear. I am not empty. I am not forgotten. I am not outside of good. Let these words settle slowly. If your mind argues, let it. You do not have to win the argument today. Keep placing soft truth inside the heart. Keep returning to worth. Keep choosing not to abandon yourself only because the outside world has not changed yet. Maybe the old way was to beg, wait, worry, check, and shrink. Maybe the new way is to breathe, ask, trust, receive, and stand gently in your own soul. Maybe the old way said, life must change before I can feel loved. Maybe the new way says, I am loved now, and life can change from that love. Maybe the old way said, I have to chase. Maybe the new way says, I can allow what is right to come closer. My dear, this is where your energy becomes different. You are no longer reaching from emptiness. You are opening from fullness. You are no longer trying to make life prove your value. You are remembering your value and letting life rearrange around that truth. Yes to rest, to worth, to support, to receiving, and to peace. Let that be enough for this moment. Let it be a small turning point. Let it be the moment your heart stops begging to be seen and begins to see itself with love. You are worthy before anything changes. You are loved before anything arrives. You are enough now. Allowing is one of the softest and strongest choices you can make. It is not doing nothing. It is not waiting helplessly. It is not pretending that you do not care. Allowing is the quiet practice of giving life enough room to move in a kinder way. It is the moment you stop standing over the seed, asking why it has not become a flower yet. It is the moment you stop digging into the soil every few minutes to check if anything is happening. It is the moment you learn to water, breathe, trust, and let the hidden growth do its work. My dear, you have been taught to push. You have been taught to hurry. You have been taught that if something matters, you must chase it with all your strength. You have been taught to keep asking, keep checking, keep proving, keep fixing, keep showing life that you are serious. But the soul has a different rhythm. The soul knows that some things grow better in calm. The soul knows that pressure does not make love safer. Pressure does not make timing wiser. Pressure does not make healing faster. Pressure does not make the answer more true. If this message is helping your body feel even a little safer, you can save it or return to it whenever you need to stop forcing and come back to peace. Let the body feel supported here. Many people live leaning forward inside themselves, always reaching, always waiting, always trying to catch the next answer. Let your breathing become easier. Let the back of your body feel less guarded. Let your body understand that this moment is not asking you to fight. Slow and steady, life can grow in hidden ways. Think of a warm cup you forgot to drink because your mind was busy solving everything. It sat there beside you, quietly cooling, while your thoughts ran from one worry to another. This is what can happen to your life when you are always trying to fix the future. The simple gifts of the present wait beside you, untouched. A breath, a quiet room, a small kindness, a moment of rest, a chance to soften. Not because you do not care, but because the mind is too busy trying to control what has not arrived yet. Allowing brings you back to the cup in your hand. It brings you back to what is warm, simple, and near. It says, before I solve my whole life, I will receive this breath. Before I force the answer, I will return to my body. Before I beg again, I will let myself be supported by this moment. I allow the answer to form. I allow the timing to ripen. I allow my heart to rest. Let these words be like water poured gently into soil. Not too much, not too fast, just enough. You are not trying to force growth. You are creating the conditions for it. The garden does not bloom because someone yells at it. The roots do not grow faster because someone is angry with the ground. The seed does not become stronger because it is pulled open. Growth happens in a quiet partnership. The soil holds, the water nourishes, the light returns. Time does what only time can do, and slowly something hidden begins to rise. This is how allowing works inside you. You care for the soil of your thoughts. You choose words that do not frighten your body. You water your spirit with rest, prayer, kindness, and gentle action. You stop pulling at the hidden roots. You stop demanding that life show you proof every day. You let what is growing grow. Urgency has a voice. It says, dig it up and check. It says, ask again. It says, push harder. It says, what if nothing is happening? But patience speaks softly. Patience says, let it grow where you cannot see. Patience says, give life room. Patience says, you do not need to turn every desire into a struggle. Dear one, patience does not mean you accept less than you deserve. It does not mean you wait forever in a place that harms you. It does not mean you ignore your own needs. True patience is not self-abandonment. True patience is peaceful trust joined with wise action. It says, I will take the step that is mine, and I will not try to do the work that belongs to time, healing, or life. This matters because many hearts confuse allowing with giving up. They say, if I stop pushing, I will lose it. But if something can only stay because you are always pushing, pulling, begging, and breaking yourself, then maybe it is not the gentle good your soul deserves. What is right for you should not require you to live in fear every day. What is loving should not ask you to abandon your body. What is meant to bless you should not need you to beg until you disappear. Let that be clear. Let it be kind. Let it be true. I allow good to grow in quiet ways. I do not rush my becoming. Life is patient with me. There is great comfort in that last line. Life is patient with you. Even when you are afraid, even when you return to old patterns, even when you check again, even when you forget to trust, even when you speak from panic and then remember peace later. Life is patient with your learning, so you can be patient with yourself too. Maybe today your practice of allowing is very small. Maybe it is a quiet morning thought or a soft evening reminder. I do not have to force today. Maybe it is a little space where you do not check for proof. Maybe it is a small moment where you let the body feel safe. This may seem simple, but simple things done with love can change the way your whole day feels. Stop pulling for a while. Stop solving from fear. Stop begging as if life has turned away. You may still take action after that. You may still send the message if tea comes from peace. You may still make the plan if it comes from clarity. You may still speak your truth if it comes from self-respect. Allowing does not take away your power. It cleans your power. It removes panic from your choices, so your next step can come from wisdom instead of fear. My dear, when you allow, you create a soft space between the feeling and the reaction. In that space, you can hear yourself. You can ask, am I about to move from fear or from peace? You can ask, is this action loving to me? You can ask, am I trying to force life, or am I being guided? These simple questions bring you back to the garden. They remind you not to pull at the roots. Sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is create space before you react. Sometimes the kindest prayer is silence. Sometimes the strongest action is not sending another message from fear. Sometimes allowing looks like resting your eyes, drinking the warm cup, and letting life show you the next step after your body becomes calm. This is not small. This is the practice of becoming safe inside yourself. When you are safe inside yourself, you stop asking life to rescue you from every feeling. You can feel sadness without becoming lost in it. You can feel uncertainty without begging for instant proof. You can feel desire without chasing. You can feel love without losing yourself. You can feel hope without holding your breath. This is inner freedom. In a moment, we will enter the deepest part of this practice, but first, let this truth settle. Allowing is not the absence of love. It is love without panic. It is desire without force. It is faith without constant checking. It is the quiet choice to believe that life can work in ways your mind has not planned. Let it grow. There are things inside you that are still becoming. A calmer way of thinking, a softer way of speaking, a braver way of choosing yourself, a deeper way of trusting life. These things cannot be shouted into growth. They need care. They need time. They need your gentle attention. They need you to stop saying, "Why am I not healed yet?" and begin saying, "I am healing in quiet ways." Say softly, "I am healing in quiet ways. I am growing in hidden places. I am safe while life takes its time." Feel the kindness in that. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not failing because everything is not ready yet. You are in process. Life is in process. The answer is in process. The rearrangement is in process. Sometimes while you wait, life is not only preparing the thing for you, life is preparing you for the thing, not by hurting you, not by punishing you, but by helping your heart become steady enough to receive without fear, helping your voice become clear enough to say yes to what is right and no to what is not, helping your body learn that peace is safe, helping your spirit remember that you are not here to beg. This is why allowing matters. It changes the wreath, Ivor. It makes room inside you for good to feel normal, not frightening. It teaches you to stop looking at life as an enemy that must be convinced. It helps you speak to life like a friend you trust, a friend you walk with, a friend that may not answer in your timing, but still knows how to guide. Dear one, today you can practice allowing in a simple way. When fear rises, do not attack it. Place a hand on your heart and say, I see you. When the urge to beg returns, do not shame yourself. Say, I am learning to ask from peace. When you want to force the outcome, let yourself settle and ask, what is mine to do right now? If there is a clear step, take it gently. If there is no clear step, rest gently. This is how you stop turning life into a fight. I can take the step that is mine. I can release the part that is not mine. I can trust the quiet growth. Let these words become a soft rule for your heart. Take what is yours. Release what is not. Trust what is growing beyond your sight. The seed does not need to understand the whole garden to begin. It only needs to rest in the soil and receive what comes next. In the same way, you do not need to understand the whole plan. You only need to return to the conditions that help peace grow. Kind thoughts, gentle breath, honest action, rest, trust, space. A willingness to let life be wiser than your fear. Slow and steady, life can grow in hidden ways. Your life does not need to be forced into beauty. Beauty can rise when the ground is ready. Your answer does not need to be dragged into your hands. It can arrive when the space is clear. Your peace does not need to wait until the future becomes perfect. It can begin as a tiny green place inside this day. My dear, you are learning the gentle practice of allowing. You are learning to stop begging from fear and start receiving from peace. You are learning to stop digging at the roots and begin caring for the soil. You are learning that life can rearrange without being rushed. You are learning that what is meant to grow will not need your panic to become real. For now, breathe. Let the body soften. Let the heart open. Let the hidden things grow. Now let your heart move even deeper into this gentle trust, not by forcing belief, not by pretending you are never afraid, not by pushing your thoughts away, by giving yourself a quiet inner place where life can work without your fear standing over it. My dear, there is a room inside you that is not touched by panic. There is a room inside you where the old noise becomes softer. There is a room inside you where the breath is slow, the heart is honest, and nothing has to be solved in a hurry. You may not visit this room often because the mind is usually busy. It runs through the past. It runs toward the future. It checks, plans, worries, remembers, and tries to protect you from every possible pain. But this room is still there. It has always been there. It is the quiet place in you where life can speak thee. Let your eyes soften. Let the back of your neck release. Let the shoulders come down, even a little. Feel a quiet space behind your heart. not just in your chest, but behind it, around it, under it. Let your body know that you are not entering a fight. You are entering a softer place. Inside this inner room, nothing is loud. Nothing is rushed. There is a calm light, not too bright, not too strong. It is like the dim light on your face when the world is quiet and the night has made everything still. In this room, there are many pages resting on a table. Some pages are old plans. Some are dreams you once held tightly. Some are dates you hoped would matter. Some are wishes that did not arrive in the way you expected. Some are fears with heavy words written on them. Some are questions you have asked again and again. Do not be afraid of these pages. They are not here to hurt you. They are only showing you what you have been carrying inside. The plan that felt urgent. The hope that became painful. The thought that said, it must happen this way. The fear that said, if this does not change, I will not be okay. The old sentence that said, I have to fix it all. These pages have been moving through your mind for so long. Maybe you have carried them into sleep. Maybe you have carried them into your morning. Maybe you have carried them in your chest while smiling at the world. But now, in this quiet room, you do not have to carry them the same way. A gentle presence moves through the room, not loud, not frightening, not forceful, peaceful, loving, wise. It does not rip the pages. It does not throw your dreams away. It does not laugh at your plans. It does not say you were wrong for wanting what you wanted. It simply begins to move things into a kinder order. One page is turned over because it is not time to read it yet. Another page is placed farther away because it has been taking too much space in your heart. Another page is softened because the words on it were written from fear. Another page is rewritten with a calmer line. Another page is left blank because life is not finished with that part of your story. You do not need to grab the pages back. You do not need to say, no, this one must stay exactly as it was. You do not need to protect the old plan from being healed. Sometimes the mind becomes loyal to pain simply because pain is familiar. It says, at least I know this worry. At least I know this old shape. At least I know this way of waiting. But the soul is not here to repeat what has hurt you. The soul is here to return you to peace. Fear may whisper, if I do not arrange it, it will be lost. Inner guidance answers, what is meant for you knows how to remain. Fear says, hold every piece. Inner guidance says, let the wise order come. Fear says, do not let life touch your plans. Inner guidance says, lift. It can make them gentler than fear ever could. You are safe while things move. This is an important truth. Many people are not afraid of the blessing. They are afraid of the movement that comes before it. They are afraid that if life rearranges one thing, everything will become unknown. They are afraid that if they release the old plan, they will have nothing. They are afraid that if they stop begging for the same answer, life will take the dream away. But life does not need to take from you to guide you. Life can rearrange without breaking you. Life can soften without removing your worth. Life can shift the path while still holding your heart. I allow life to rearrange this gently. I do not need to see every step. I am held while things move. Let these words become soft inside you, not a command, not a pressure, a permission, a quiet yes. Now notice the page in the room that carries your strongest worry. You do not have to name it out loud. You do not have to explain it. Just notice it. Maybe the words on it feel heavy. Maybe the page feels old, like you have read it too many times. Maybe your body tightens when you see it. Let this worry be placed into kinder order, not erased, not ignored, not judged, held differently. The page begins to soften. The hard words lose their sharp edges. The fear written across it becomes lighter. A new line appears, simple and calm. This too can be guided. Let that line rest there. This too can be guided. My dear, there are things in your life that do not need more pressure. They need more trust. There are questions that do not need to be asked 100 more times. They need space. There are situations that do not need another push from a tired heart. They need a softer energy around them. There are dreams that do not need to be held with panic. They need to be blessed and released into the hands of life. In this room, you can practice that. You can let a plan move. You can let an expectation soften. You can let an old timeline leave your hands. You can let life place something where it belongs, even if it looks different from what you first imagined. I let this be moved. I let this be softened. I let this be guided. Do you feel the difference? Begging says, change it my way right now, or I cannot rest. Surrender says, make it right in the way that is kind, true, and safe for my soul. Begging is tight. Surrender is spacious. Begging speaks from fear. Surrender speaks from trust. Begging tries to control the whole room. Surrender lets life touch the table and rearrange the pages with love. You do not have to know what each page means. You do not have to understand why one thing is moved and another is kept. You do not have to decide today what the final story will be. All you are asked to do in this moment is stop holding the old order as if it is the only way good can reach you. Dear one, there may be a page in your life that you thought was finished, but life may still be writing. There may be a page you thought was ruined, but life may be turning it into wisdom. There may be a page you thought was a delay, but life may be using it as protection. There may be a page you thought was rejection, but life may be placing it aside because something softer belongs in your hands. Let that be possible. You do not need to force yourself to believe all of it at once. Let it be possible. Let there be room for life to be kinder than your fear says it is. Let there be room for timing to be wiser than your worry. Let there be room for an answer that does not look like the old demand, but feels better to your spirit. Enter the room again whenever you feel lost. See the pages. See the gentle presence. See life moving things with care. If the mind tries to grab everything, breathe. If fear says, no, no, keep it exactly this way, place a hand on your heart and say, I am safe while things move. If your body becomes tense, soften the shoulders, open the hands, and remember, rearrangement is not punishment. It is love finding a better order. I let the old pressure leave. I let the right order come. I let my heart be steady through change. This room is inside you. You do not need to find it anywhere outside. It is in your breath. It is in the quiet space before you react. It is in the moment you decide not to beg again. It is in the moment you say, life, I am willing to be guided differently. It is in the moment you trust that not every hidden movement has to be explained to be real. There is peace in letting the pages move. There is freedom in not holding every line. There is healing in allowing life to touch the parts of your story that fear tried to protect. And there is strength in saying, I do not know the whole arrangement, but I trust that love is present here. Stay in that truth for one more breath. You are not alone in the room. You are not alone in the change. You are not alone in the waiting. Something wise is arranging what your worry could never fix. There may come a moment after all this softening when you open your eyes and life still looks the same. The message has not come. The answer has not appeared. The door has not opened. The problem has not fully changed. The person has not spoken. The money has not arrived. The body has not fully relaxed. The outside world may look as it did before. And this is where the heart is tested, my dear. Not in a hard way, not as punishment, but in the quiet place where you must decide whether peace is only allowed after proof, or whether peace can become your companion before proof arrives. This is the place many people struggle with. They breathe for a moment. They feel a little calm. Then the mind looks around and says, but nothing changed. And suddenly, the peace feels fake. The old panic returns. The body tightens. The heart says, why did I trust? Why did I soften? Why did I let go if the outside is still the same? But dear one, not every change begins outside. Not every movement can be seen in the first moment. Not every answer announces itself at the door. Sometimes the first miracle is that your body stops bracing, even briefly. Sometimes the first sign is that your mind becomes quieter for a little while. Sometimes the first opening is that you do not react the old way. Sometimes the first change is that the same situation no longer owns your whole spirit. Do not call that nothing. That is the beginning of freedom. Even before the answer, I can be kind to myself. Even before the change, I can breathe. Even before the sign, I can choose peace. Let the chest relax a little. Breathe slowly through the nose. Feel the heaviness in your eyelids if you have been thinking about the same problem too long. That heavy feeling is your body asking for rest. It is saying, please stop making me live inside tomorrow. It is saying, please stop pulling me through the same fear. It is saying, please come back. Peace does not always arrive as a big feeling. Sometimes peace is only a little space between one thought and the next. Sometimes peace is the moment you do not send the message from fear. Sometimes peace is closing your eyes instead of checking again. Sometimes peace is saying, I do not understand this yet, but I will not hurt myself while I wait. Imagine a small boat on quiet water. The air may still move. The water may still ripple. The world may not be completely still. But there is an anchor beneath the surface. It holds steady. It does not stop the whole sea from moving, but it keeps the boat from being taken too far by every wave. Your inner peace is like that anchor. It does not always remove every outer movement. It does not make every situation perfect, but it helps you stay connected to yourself while life continues to change. Doubt may speak loudly here. It may say, nothing is changing. Faith answers, not everything moving is visible. Doubt says, you were foolish to relax. Faith says, peace is never foolish. Doubt says, you need proof before you trust. Faith says, trust helps me live while proof is still forming. My dear, you do not need proof to practice peace. This may be one of the most freeing truths you will ever learn. You do not need everything solved before you soften. You do not need every person to understand you before you respect yourself. You do not need the whole future to be clear before you take one calm breath. You do not need life to show you every hidden detail before you stop punishing your body with fear. I do not need proof to practice peace. I am supported in the unseen. My heart can rest now. Let that rest inside you, slowly, gently, without force. There is a form of peace that comes from getting what you want. That peace is beautiful, but it can be temporary if your whole safety depends on the outside staying exactly as it is. There is another form of peace that comes from knowing who you are, even when the outside is not yet settled. This peace is deeper. It says, I can be steady while life is moving. It says, I can be loving to myself while answers are forming. It says, I can stop begging, not because everything is fixed, but because I refuse to abandon myself. The next lesson is the one that turns surrender into real inner power. Peace before proof does not mean you ignore reality. It means you stop letting reality steal your whole spirit. It means you can look at what is here without becoming owned by it. You can say, yes, this is still changing. Yes, this still matters. Yes, I still desire relief. But I am not going to make my body a home for panic while life works. That is power, quiet power, soft power, real power. Maybe nothing outside has changed yet, but you can change the way you stand inside the moment. You can stop leaning forward with your whole soul. You can stop waiting as if your worth is in someone else's hands. You can stop treating every silence as a final answer. You can stop turning delay into proof that you are forgotten. You can stop feeding the fear that says life is against you. When the mind says, "But I still do not know," answer softly, "I can be kind to myself while I do not know." When the body says, "I am tired," answer, "Then we will rest." When fear says, "Check again," answer, "Not right now. I choose peace before the old pattern." Even a small return to peace can change the energy of your whole day. Let peace come before the pattern. Let your heart return before fear takes over. In that space, you are not denying your desire. You are not pretending the situation does not matter. You are simply placing your peace before the pattern. You are teaching your body that fear is not the boss of every action. You are teaching your mind that you can wait without breaking. You are teaching your heart that it can be held even before the answer arrives. Dear one, this is how you become steady, not by never feeling afraid, not by never having questions, not by always feeling full of trust. You become steady by returning to peace again and again, even after fear visits. You become steady by learning that the presence of doubt does not mean the absence of guidance. You become steady by choosing not to beg the outside world to become the only source of your safety. Maybe life is still quiet because something is being protected. Maybe life is still quiet because the right timing is not here. Maybe life is still quiet because your own heart is being gently strengthened. Maybe life is still quiet because the answer you wanted would have kept you in an old version of yourself. Maybe life is still quiet simply because not everything is ready to be shown. Let it be quiet without calling it cruel. There is a strange beauty in this. When you stop fighting the quiet, you may begin to hear what it holds. Under the noise of wanting life to change, there may be a small truth saying, "You need rest." There may be a small truth saying, "So this path is not giving you peace." There may be a small truth saying, "Wait." There may be a small truth saying, "Move." There may be a small truth saying, "Love yourself here, not later." But these truths are hard to hear when you are begging loudly from pain. They become clearer when you return to the anchor. I am anchored in my own spirit. I can breathe through this moment. I allow peace to meet me before proof. Feel the anchor now. Maybe it is in your chest. Maybe it is in your belly. Maybe it is in your breath. Maybe it is simply the feeling that you do not have to fall apart right now. Let that be enough. Not everything moving is visible. A seed under the ground looks still. A wound under a bandage looks hidden. A room behind a closed door may be full of preparation. A heart may be healing before it feels happy. A path may be forming before you can walk it. So do not use your eyes alone to decide whether life is working. Some of the deepest changes begin where the eyes cannot go. My dear, if nothing changes today, You can still be gentle with yourself today. If the answer does not arrive tonight, you can still bless your body tonight. If the door does not open this week, you can still stop calling yourself forgotten. If the person does not respond, you can still choose not to beg for your value. If the future is unclear, you can still return to this breath. Peace first does not mean the answer never comes. Peace first means you do not destroy yourself while life prepares it. So when you feel the old fear rising, let your face become softer and let the body slow down. Say to yourself, I do not need proof to choose peace. Let that truth hold you. I am safe in this moment. I am guided in ways I cannot see. I let life move unseen. That is enough. The outer world may still be learning its new shape. The inner world can begin now. The path may still be forming. Your breath can soften now. The answer may still be on its way. Your heart can stop begging now. Life may not show you the full picture yet, but you can still become a peaceful place for the next step to arrive. Still loved, still moving. When life begins to rearrange, it may not look the way your mind expected. This is why trust must become deeper than preference. The old mind often wants the new blessing to arrive in the old form. It wants the same person, but kinder, the same door, but open, the same plan, but easier, the same dream, but without the pain. And sometimes life can heal what is already there. But sometimes life loves you by leading you towards something different. My dear, sometimes the new way does not look like the old wish. Sometimes the answer comes through a different path. Sometimes the peace you asked for arrives as distance. Sometimes the support you prayed for arrives through new people. Sometimes the protection comes as a delay. Sometimes the blessing comes dressed as a change you did not choose at first. This is why the heart must learn to trust not only the arrival, but the rearrange. Lengthen your spine gently. Let your stomach relax. Unclench your jaw. Notice the quick pull in the stomach that comes when life gives a different answer than the one you planned. That pull is often fear saying, "This is not what I wanted." But underneath it, there may be a deeper wisdom saying, "Stay open. This may still be good." Imagine a bridge. You may not see the whole bridge at once. You may only see the first few steps. The mind says, "Show me the other side, or I will not move." But life says, "Take the step that is lit now." The mind says, "I need the full map." Life says, "The next honest step is enough." The mind says, "What if this is not the old path?" Life says, "Maybe the old path was too small for who you are becoming." I can take the next step. I can trust the quiet nudge. I can let the old way close. There is courage in letting the old way close, not because you stop loving, not because the past meant nothing, not because you are cold, but because you understand that peace cannot grow if you keep reopening what life is trying to finish. Sometimes the rearrangement begins, and then fear tries to undo it. Fear runs back. Fear checks the old door. Fear reaches for the old pain because it knows that shape. Fear says, maybe if I try again, I can make it become what I wanted. Old pattern says, go back and control it. New peace says, walk forward slowly. Old pattern says, do not trust this change. New peace says, you asked for relief. Let relief look different. Old pattern says, hold the old version. New peace says, make room for what is kinder. Dear one, this is where surrender becomes real. It is easy to say, let life rearrange, until life actually moves something you were holding. It is easy to trust in words, but harder when the new path asks you to stop forcing the old one. Be gentle with yourself here. If you feel sad, let yourself feel sad. If you feel unsure, let yourself breathe. If you miss what you hoped would happen, do not shame yourself. But do not use sadness as a reason to rebuild the same pain. You are allowed to grieve an old plan. You are allowed to release an old shape. You are allowed to receive a new way. Not every new arrangement feels comfortable at first. Sometimes peace feels strange when you are used to chaos. Sometimes kindness feels unfamiliar when you are used to chasing. Sometimes a quiet path feels too simple when you are used to struggle. The nervous system may say, this cannot be real. Where is the pressure? Where is the fear? Where is the need to prove? But the soul says, maybe this is what ease feels like. Maybe I do not have to earn every gentle thing through pain. I welcome change in gentle forms. I trust the next step. I do not pull the old pain back into my hands. Let that last line be firm but kind. You do not pull the old pain back into your hands. You may remember it. You may learn from it. You may bless the part of you that survived it, but you do not need to carry it only because the future feels unknown. Sometimes the old way tries to return through thoughts. What if I made a mistake? What if nothing better comes? What if I should have tried harder? These thoughts are not commands. They are only echoes. They are the sound of an old inner pattern trying to keep its place. You can hear them without obeying them. You can say, thank you for trying to protect me, but I am learning a softer life now. My dear, the new arrangement may ask you to stop begging in small ways. Not sending one more message from fear. Not explaining yourself to someone who refuses to hear. Not shrinking to fit a place that keeps making you feel unwanted. Not calling a closed door your only hope. Not turning back every time life gives you space to heal. A small aligned action taken from peace can be enough. Not a forced action, not a dramatic action. An honest step. Drink the water. Rest the body. Write the truth. Clean the space. Say no. Say yes. Wait with dignity. Choose not to chase. Make the call. End the loop. Begin the prayer from peace. Take the next step that does not betray your spirit, not the whole staircase, not the whole future. Life often guides through small, honest movements, a quiet feeling in the body, a thought that brings peace instead of panic, a door that opens without you hurting yourself, a conversation that feels clean, a silence that protects you, a desire that becomes calmer, a decision that feels sad but right. These are gentle signs of a new arrangement forming. Do not force the old one back only because the new one is not complete yet. That is important. The space between the old and the new can feel empty. It can feel uncertain. It can feel like nothing is happening. But that space may be sacred. It may be the bridge. It may be the place where your spirit learns to walk without begging. It may be the place where your worth becomes stronger than your attachment. I can stand in the space between. I can breathe while the bridge forms. I can trust the step beneath me. Let this be simple. You do not need to become fearless. You only need to stop letting fear make every choice. You do not need to know the entire plan. You only need to be honest about the next gentle step. You do not need to hate the old path. You only need to stop calling it your only way. Dear one, sometimes the universe rearranges life by changing what you want. This can feel confusing. You may wake up one day and realize the thing you begged for no longer feels like peace. The person you chased no longer feels like home. The goal you forced no longer feels like truth. The old dream no longer fits the new heart inside you. This does not mean you failed. It means your spirit is becoming honest. Let honesty be welcome. Let your desires grow with you. Let your path change if your peace requires it. Let your heart admit when something no longer feels loving. Let life show you that the answer may be wider than the one you first imagined. There is no shame in being guided differently. There is no shame in outgrowing an old prayer. There is no shame in realizing that the thing you once begged for was not the thing your soul truly needed. Life is not here to mock your old wishes. Life is here to bring you into deeper truth. Soft heart. If life closes something, do not immediately call it loss. Ask, what is being protected? If life slows something, do not immediately call it failure. Ask, what is being prepared? If life redirects something, do not immediately call it rejection. Ask, where is peace trying to lead me? These questions keep the heart open. They help you walk the bridge without turning back every few steps. My dear, you are allowed to trust the new arrangement slowly. You do not have to run. You do not have to leap. You do not have to make your heart understand everything today. Take the next step, then the next. Let life prove its gentleness through steady movement. Let your body learn that change can be safe. Let your soul learn that what is right does not need to be forced into place by fear. I move with gentle courage. I release the old struggle. I allow the new way to meet me. The old way may still call sometimes. It may use memories. It may use fear. It may use loneliness. It may use the hope that this time, if you beg differently, it will change. When that call comes, become very honest with yourself. Ask, does returning to this bring me peace, or does it bring me back to begging? Your body will know, maybe softly, maybe clearly. Listen, you are not meant to spend your whole life convincing closed places to become home. You are not meant to keep rebuilding what keeps falling in your hands. You are not meant to force old energy into new peace. If life is rearranging, let it rearrange. If the bridge is appearing, walk slowly. If the next step is simple, take it with care. One step is enough. And as you walk, remember this. The new arrangement is not here to punish the old you. It is here to support the becoming you. It is here to give your peace more room. It is here to move you from begging into receiving, from panic into trust, from pressure into gentle power. Do not pull the old pain back into your hands. Let your hands be open for what is kinder. Now let the whole journey become quiet inside you. Let every word settle. Let every breath soften the places that have been tight. Let the part of you that has been begging life to change feel something new. It does not have to beg anymore. It can rest. It can listen. It can receive. It can allow life to move in ways the mind cannot yet see. My dear, let the face soften. Let the eyes relax. Let the shoulders drop. Notice the quiet space inside you when the body is not holding so tightly. That small opening when the mind is not pushing. That small moment when you are simply here. It may not rearrange everything right away. It may not bring every answer immediately. It may not explain every delay tonight. But something beautiful can still begin now. The pressure can begin to leave. The heart can begin to stop pleading from fear. The body can begin to feel safe in the middle of change. The mind can begin to understand that control is not the same as peace. Let life move gently. Let the answer come cleanly. Let your heart stop begging and start receiving. Think of the first light of morning. It does not break the sky open with force. It arrives softly, little by little. It touches the edges first. It changes the color of things before the whole day appears. You may not see the full sun yet, but something has already begun. This is how gentle rearrangement often feels. Not sudden, not loud, not violent. A soft light at the edge of the inner world. A quiet sense that maybe you can breathe again. A small knowing that the old pressure is not your home. Dear one, the fact that you cannot see the full light yet does not mean it is not coming. The fact that you cannot understand the whole plan does not mean life has no plan. The fact that the answer is still forming does not mean you have been forgotten. There are soft movements happening in places your eyes cannot reach. There are inner shifts happening in places your words cannot explain. There are quiet openings happening around your life, even if they are still small. I am safe while life rearranges. I am loved while answers form. I am open to gentle change. Let those words hold you for a moment. They do not ask you to know everything. They do not ask you to be fearless. They only ask you to make room for a kinder possibility. Control may speak one last time. It may say, I must make it happen. Life answers, let me meet you halfway. Control says, if I stop pushing, I will lose everything. Life answers, you may finally receive what pushing could not bring. Control says, I need the old plan. Life answers, there may be a softer plan now. Let life meet you halfway. This is not about doing nothing. It is about no longer doing everything from panic. It is about taking the step that is yours and releasing the weight that is not. It is about caring for your body while timing unfolds. It is about asking with love, then allowing life to answer with wisdom. It is about trusting that the universe can rearrange what you cannot control, and it can do it more gently than fear expects. You no longer have to beg life to change. You can let what is loving, wise, and right rearrange itself around your peace. Let that be the truth you carry from here. Before sleep or before starting your day, let these simple words return to you. I let life help me. Let them release the pressure. Let them open the heart. Let them remind you that you are not alone. This small practice can become a doorway back to trust. You do not have to make it complicated. The soul understands simple truth. The body understands gentle repetition. The heart understands kindness. Speak softly to yourself, and something inside you will begin to believe that safety is possible again. My dear, maybe the problem is still there. Maybe the answer is still on its way. Maybe you still have moments when fear rises. That is okay. You are not failing because you feel human. You are not failing because trust comes and goes. You are not failing because part of you still wants certainty. You are learning. You are practicing. You are returning. And every return matters. Return when fear speaks. Return when waiting hurts. Return when the old pattern calls. Return when life feels quiet. Return when you forget your worth. Each return is a small sunrise. Each return brings light to the edge of the day. Each return teaches your body that peace is safe. Each return teaches your heart that it does not need to beg to be loved. Each return teaches your mind that not knowing everything is not the same as being lost. You are not lost. You are being led in a way that may be softer than your fear can understand. There is a tender strength in saying, I do not know, but I trust. There is healing in saying, I want this, but I will not abandon myself for it. There is freedom in saying, I care, but I release the need to control every detail. There is peace in saying, life, arrange what I cannot arrange, guide what I cannot see, soften what I cannot fix, open what is right, close what is not. Teach me how to receive without fear. Let that be your prayer now. Not a begging prayer, a trusting prayer, a peaceful prayer. Life, guide me gently. Life, support me quietly. Life, help me receive what is right. Let the past be placed down. Let the future breathe. Let this moment be enough to hold you. You do not have to drag yesterday into every breath. You do not have to pull tomorrow into your chest. You can stand here, in this small space of now, and allow life to move around you with kindness. Maybe the old way was pressure. Maybe the old way was begging. Maybe the old way was checking, forcing, holding, and fearing. But the new way is softer. The new way is open. The new way says, I am worthy now. I am guided now. I can receive without losing myself. I can trust without knowing every step. This is your gentle shift. The heart that once begged can become the heart that trusts. The body that once braced can become the body that rests. The mind that once repeated fear can become the mind that listens. The life that once felt stuck can begin to rearrange in quiet ways. Do not rush the sunrise. Let it come. Let the light touch one edge, then another. Let the new peace enter slowly. Let the old pressure leave slowly. Let life show you that gentleness can still be powerful. You are safe to soften. You are safe to receive. You are safe to be guided. And when the MN asks again, when will it change? You can answer, life is already moving. When fear asks, what if nothing happens? You can answer, not everything moving is visible. When the heart asks, am I forgotten? You can answer, no, I am held. Rest in that, not as a perfect belief, as a gentle place to return. As this moment closes, let your heart become quiet. Let every part of you that has been trying so hard hear these simple words. You do not have to beg anymore. You do not have to plead with life as if you are outside of its love. You do not have to chase peace as if it is far away. You do not have to hold your breath until the answer comes. You have been doing the best you can. You have cared deeply. You have hoped even when you were tired. You have carried questions that no one else could see. You have kept going through moments when your heart felt unsure. And now, sweet soul, you are allowed to stop carrying the pressure in the same way. Let the body soften one last time. Relax the forehead. Relax the jaw. Relax the hands. Let the breath move in and out without effort. Feel the quiet space around the heart. This is where peace can return. This is where trust can begin again. This is where life can meet you. I let life help me now. I release what fear has been holding. I receive peace in this moment. You do not need to know the full plan to be guided. You do not need to see every hidden movement to be supported. You do not need to force the old door to open if life is preparing a kinder way. What is right for you can find you through peace. What is meant to heal can heal without your panic. What is meant to grow can grow without being pulled from the soil. Dear one, let the old begging become a soft prayer. Let the soft prayer become trust. Let trust become rest. Let rest become the place where life can rearrange what your tired hands could not fix. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not outside of good. You are inside a life that is still moving, still opening, still guiding, still loving you in ways you may only understand later. So for now, breathe. Let life move gently. Let your heart rest deeply. Let the right order come softly. Everything is unfolding in perfect order.